Hey, 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 beautiful Earth Angels Divine. Rhonda Sheryl Lipstein here, or for those of you who know me as Ronnie. Bliss to be here with you today. And the reason I'm here with you today is because I'd like to speak to you about my grand vision for global change. Only thing is, it's pretty grand, and I know that you're very busy, and I have the deepest of respect for you, your time, and your energy. So instead of sharing with you my grand vision, I'm going to do my best to be as specific and focused as I can. And instead of going into the ins and outs of my grand vision, I'm going to focus on one very specific aspect with respect to the global change that I very deeply feel is not only a possibility, but something that we are experiencing in this now. And what I'd like to share with you today is an avenue by which I feel that we as a collective can make this transition, this evolutionary ascension that we are all traversing through much, much easier for each of we. And this avenue is the book, The Gardens of Life, Your Journey to Radiate Soul Light. The Gardens of Life, Your Journey to Radiate Soul Light is a magical journey that assists, uplifts, empowers, and enlightens those who are awakening to the truths of this world, to the fact that we have choices beyond those that we have been allowing ourselves to choose from with respect to how we interact with, interpret, define, and attribute meaning to this experience we call life. For the most part of the last few thousand years, we've been operating from a consciousness paradigm, a way of being that is based in fear. And as we have seen, and especially with the uprisings of recent, the manifestations of fear consciousness are more destructive than constructive. But a lot of us feel stuck in this world and in this way of being because we've been taught that this is the only way that we can possibly interact, interpret, and attribute meaning to these experiences that we're having in life, when in fact there are an infinite number of ways that we may perceive, receive, and respond to life. And one of those ways is through love consciousness. And by love consciousness, I'm not talking about mushy-gushy love, which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But in this case, we're speaking specifically about what I would term a namaste love. So it's a love of the higher self. It's a more global love. And it's one that is fostered most expediently when we direct that love towards self. The individual feeling, with each individual feeling a greater expanse of self-love, the actions that we take will be based upon thoughts and emotions that are more based in what I termed namaste love. And therefore, the results of those actions will be vastly different from that which we see in our global community, our human family today. And so the Gardens of Life, Your Journey to Radiate Soul Light, provides an opportunity for the individual to learn new ways of thinking, new ways of making use of our emotions, and as a result, new ways of being human, and therefore affecting change on a global level through the self. This book, The Gardens of Life, Your Journey to Radiate Soul Light, I'll show you a picture again, is providing all of we an opportunity to participate in the global change that we all wish to see, to be the example, as we often hear stated, by spreading and sharing the message of love consciousness that is in this book the Gardens of Life, your journey to radiate soul light. So I implore you all to take up this opportunity, spread the message of love, share the message of love through this amazingly magical, insightful book of transformation, The Gardens of Life, Your Journey to Radiate Soul Light. And know that you are affecting enormous change on a positive level by so doing. Be the example, share the love, affect the world, feel great. Thank you so much for supporting the Gardens of Life, your journey to radiate soul light, and our entire human family to live the life that we want to be living, to be able to say, I love my life, and mean it. Blessedly be. Thank you so very much for your support, your donations, and your sharing. Namaste.